Welcome back, everyone. Yes, indeed. Single file on your way into our little Kev Baker show. Safe space that we set aside each day to take a look at some of the craziness going on in the world. Oh, and there sure is lots out there. And is it time to get concerned? Oh, yes, indeedy. Yes, we're back, folks. Safe space rules apply. Finger paints in the corner. Keep it hushed. We don't want to offend anyone out there. Because you know how everyone gets so offended. Yes, indeed. There we are. We're back. We're live. We're here. Yes, we've got different lighting today, a bit darker, looking a bit better. But it's great to be back here on today's safe space kind of little area where we take a look at some of the crazy stuff going on in the world. And there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. And before we go anywhere, though, we do one thing here on the safe space. And it's going to take me ages to stop calling it that. It's always going to be the safe space, right? But what we do is we go into the chat room first up and we give all of you great people a shout out in the chat room. How does that sound? Sound good? And there's so many people in there today. And we've got a few things to go into. And we are going back to CERN. I always said to you that if anything came up, I would be bringing you right up to date with the very latest as I could find it. As I could, almost factually be able to prove anything that I was bringing you. Sticking to the science. And when I was going to speculate, we would speculate. But today, we've got possibly an update on CERN. And this is thanks to all of you out there, the viewers. All of the content from today's show has been provided by all of you out there. And it is time to talk about CERN again. And not only that, though, there's some real strangeness going on in the world. We'll talk about all of that as we get going. But let me shove the tunes back on. Let me go and say my hellos to you great people in the chat room. See who's out there. It's going to be the usual suspects, right? I know that. I love that. So who have we got in here? We have got Gaffetta. I like that. Marcia. Hey, Marcia. We've also got the Cricket, the one and only Cricket. And I wonder what happens now that Cricket, you know how it was Cricket's chat room and now we've got Anne in there as well? Oh, could be power struggles. Either that or I'm in trouble. One of the two. One of the two could happen, right? So ZX, and a big shout out to ZX and King Sweet. You guys are always here, right on the money. As soon as I put that stream live, I always know it's either going to be one of the two of you that turn up here first. And I think we need some kind of prize. Honestly, we need to keep count. We need to see who is first more often. And we'll think up some crazy idea for the end of the year. Maybe one of you will get one of the emojis that we'll unlock along the way. Talking of emojis, big news on that front for all you members out there. And if you want to become a member of the channel, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But yes, if your name's in green and you're a member, then I got confirmation yesterday from my handlers at Google that our channel is now live. The experiment, yes, an experiment, I say, is running. From now on, you may come to watch some of the videos, and if there's no advert playing, what will play in its place is a thank you message to all of you that have become members of the channel. It's something new that YouTube are rolling out. They're using me as a guinea pig, along with many other channels, folks. Don't start rumors, okay? Don't be like Kristen and call me the Google shell. Come on, don't do that, right? But I think it's a really cool feature. And again, if you want to become a member of the channel, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, okay? So we've got T-Man in there, backstage boxing. We have also got Armand, Jane, First World Problems, aka Jason. We've got Shane in there. Yes, thank you for giving me your name, Esmic. Now I can just, that's far easier, dude. Blue Days, great to see you back. Awesome, Austin. Yes, indeed. Johnny Dank, Wallbanger, love that name. That's awesome. Vanya, great to see you. Skipper Key Philo, nice one. Mojo, I've got my mojo back these days, definitely. Loving the mojo, yes. It's like, what's the plural of mojo? Would it be moji, or is that too close to emoji? I don't know. I don't even know why that came into my head. So we've got, who else in here? We have got Angela. Yes. I'm thankful for KBS for an update on this concerning subject. Yes, indeed. Foil haberdashery. Looking forward to a CERN update. Servant. CERN still dabbling. You see how popular CERN is? Silly McChilly. Yes, let's go. I just smashed the like button, she says. Awesome. We've also got, or he says, I don't know who I'm talking to. Servant OTMHG. Woo! Yes, indeed. Verotrance. So many more people in there. Armand, La Carusio, or La Carusa. Listen, I can get back to the chat room in a moment. But here's the thing, folks, and already I'm noticing the difference. Really busy here on the safe space today. It's getting going really quickly. And when I first put this stream up, I titled it, Something Strange is Happening. And that's because of a video that Susie sent me maybe a week or so ago. I checked out some other stuff, a video that came from the Discord server. And then over on Facebook, somebody had left this story here. And let me take you to the story right now. Let's get into what is concerning me about CERN, shall we? Yes, indeed. We go over here. Before we get going, turn the music down a little bit. I don't even know if you can hear that. Yeah, we'll put it there. So I'll just put it there anyway, right? If you want to join the channel, it's dead easy. And it's really, really, really cheap if you want to do so. I've made it as cheap as Google would let me, okay? And this unlocks all of the emojis. And you can also get into the Sunday stream as well. And the Sunday stream, usually everyone can watch it, but only the VIPs in green get to chat. Yes, indeed. And even some weeks, we go fully covert. Yes, we go under the radar. We take the VIP lounge underground to one of these deep underground military bases that they talk about. Go full conspiratorial, why not? You know, but we go there and it's just members that get the stream. And as you can see here, we've got a special offer and we've got regular and premium. And all of them open up the same emojis. You can't pay to get better emojis or anything like that. I just want anyone that can support the channel to do so. And if you can't, that's perfectly okay. And the way YouTube are really, really, really helping me with the memberships right now, I have to thank you for all of that. Because their algorithms, and they've got many of them, but they've noticed the interaction between me and you, the members, and the amount of members that sign up per stream. You know, we've got 160 people in here right now, but our conversion rate, the people that tend to stay and become a part of something pretty cool here, you know, it's pretty good. And that's not just my hard work and my wit and my good looks and my commentary, right? No, it's down to all of you in the chat room. I'm telling you, it brings something totally new to this channel altogether. Thank you so much. So then, one of the listeners today left this story on my Facebook page. And I touched on this last night with Brendan Drackler. Now, he's an astrophysicist. He's into building simulations of what will happen when two black holes collide, okay? So I thought I'd bring up this story with him being a scientist, and he was quite excited by it. Now, the reason that this sent me down the CERN rabbit hole, and I've got CERN stories here, folks, don't you worry about that, is the fact that the person who posted this said, and I'm going to check over here just to make sure I get the word in right, but what they said to me on the post was, CERN, the key word, dark matter. Now, in this story about scientists finding a fifth force, on the headline of it, it sounds like the kind of thing that would be and should be coming from CERN. But when you get into it, it's actually a team of Hungarian scientists. And there's actually no mention of CERN in this actual story. Now, I'm going to go over it just briefly in a moment. And what it set me off on, though, or what it sparked, was an idea for me to go back and see why. And I have been noticing more CERN posts on my feed on Facebook, And I'm usually over on Twitter more nowadays, admittedly. But there's obviously something bringing CERN back. The algorithms are elevating it again. So I thought, well, at some point I'll have a look what's going on. So this story here, and before I go into it, in fact, I'll go into it briefly first because this is how it played out. It says scientists say they have found a fifth force of nature that moves humanity a step closer to understanding how the universe works. I still honestly struggle to think that we've got the computing power between our ears to figure out how the universe works, but it's cool, right? Academics at the Hungarian Academy of Sciences say that they found a new particle, which they have called X17, that as of yet has no explanation. Now, the exciting new particle, which has been billed as a no-brainer, was discovered by scientists as they studied how an excited helium atom emitted light as it decayed. So I don't even think there was even a particle accelerator involved in this experiment. I could be wrong there. There's no mention of it. And it goes on to say it's the second time that the lead scientist, Attila Krashaharoke, and I've definitely butchered that, and his team had witnessed a new particle that they called X17. And basically, to boil it down, and without going into it at too much length, this particle was doing something and emerged, and it was something that they had not predicted at all. It was something that totally defied their current understanding. Now, opened up a discussion then. Is this some new fifth force? And we've got electromagnetism, we've got gravity, and we've got the weak and the strong nuclear forces. That's the four forces as we know them, okay? And they were thinking perhaps we have now got this fifth force that would start to describe and explain what it is when they're talking about dark energy and dark matter. Because, when I have Brendan on the show, and there's the show right there, he really does come in for some criticism, only because he's regarded as like a mainstream scientist, okay? And I think that's quite unfair, because when you listen to Brendan and you listen to some of the other scientists I have on the show, and I've got that, hang on, I need to fix that there we go. Then what I find is that these scientists are actually quite like us. They're very open to new ideas, new suggestions, things like that. Now, me personally, I don't think there's a fifth force. And this is me, I'm not a scientist. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I think one of the forces that are in there is far more powerful than we realize. And that's electromagnetism, right? And that ties in with the electric universe and all that kind of good stuff. And we talked a lot about that when I was covering CERN the first time with Anthony Patch. Now, of course, this story got me thinking about CERN today, like I spoke about. And I thought back to the times that I worked with Anthony Patch. And I have to take time here to say that I am forever in Anthony's, how would you put it? I'm forever thankful and grateful and appreciative of what Anthony managed to teach me about CERN, because it's one of the topics that I do feel confident talking about when it comes to the science of it. And when we get into the woo of CERN, everyone's qualified at that, right? Because we're speculating then. But it's really thanks to Anthony Patch that when it comes to talking about particle accelerators and these things, he really took a lot of time to feed my natural desire to find out more anyway. I was so blessed to come into contact with Anthony, and yet everything, we went our separate ways. That happens. It happens when you're doing this kind of thing. I wish Anthony all the best, but anytime I talk about CERN, I'll always be thankful and grateful, and I'll always give credit to Anthony Patch for teaching me about it. But one of the things that he did teach me was, or one of the things he told me to look out for was earthquakes in diverse places, right? And remember, this is all happening today. And we had that one comment on Facebook that I read out there talking about CERN. And it put CERN in my mind. And I couldn't find CERN in the article that we just looked at, but it was there in my mind. And then I'm looking for other stories to talk about today. And I go to Sky News and I find this. Albania earthquake a race to find survivors after, unfortunately, 26 people lost their lives, and it's a 6.4 magnitude earthquake, right? Now, I'm not saying for one moment that this is CERN related, okay? Please don't think that. And I'll go into that in a moment and I'll explain why. However, I've got CERN in the back of my mind. I've got the kind of story about the fifth force of nature, perhaps, maybe. And also, on the side of that, I've got this video from Susie that we're going to go into, and it's going to make up the main part of the show, but still got the main CERN updates to come here. I've not shown you what's going on there yet. And I've not spoke about CERN for a while. Why? Because I always promised you that I would never just like push CERN and talk about CERN just for the sake of it. And why would anyone just talk about CERN for the sake of it? Well, right now we've got 205 people on the live stream, and I've been running a bit of an experiment as we've been doing this. Because this is the first time I've put CERN into the title of a live stream, and I knew it would attract more people. And I'm not baiting and switching people, there are CERN updates here. But I think this kind of proves my point. It would be easy for me to talk about CERN all the time. All the time. And that way, I would probably grow the channel up to the 100,000 quite quickly. The target we're setting for next year. Now, I wouldn't do that, and today I do have literally new updates from CERN, so please don't think I've mistitled the video. And weirdly, all of this is going to connect to the video that Susie sent me. And there really is something strange happening, and nobody's paying attention, folks. But this earthquake here, in my mind, when I read this, I'm thinking, well, I've never heard of earthquakes in Albania before, per se. So I looked into it briefly, and it says rescuers in Albania are racing to find survivors of an earthquake that has killed at least 26 people. Now, 650 were injured and another 20 missing after a magnitude 6.4 quake, Albania's worst in decades. And it hit its coastal cities on Tuesday. Now, on Wednesday, another tremor struck off the island of Crete and neighbouring Greece. Now then, Italy. I've heard of Italy getting earthquakes in recent times. In fact, quite frequently in recent times. And you look at where Italy is, and you look at the fault lines and everything else. And yes, admittedly, Italy, when you go into that region, and even Greece as well, you know, around these areas in Europe, we had a number of earthquakes in Scotland recently. Check this out. It was in Glencoe news. Well, there's... Yeah, here it is. 14th of November. 2 earthquakes felt by locals in Glencoe in the Scottish Highlands. Now, typically in Scotland, we do get around 10 earthquakes per year, or in the UK, and we've got something called the BSGS, and that's the British Geological Survey, right? USGS for America, BSGS over here. But it says 2 earthquakes were felt by locals in Glencoe, Scottish Highlands last night. People living in Ballachulish said they could hear a deep rumbling sound. Now, I've played sports, shinty it's called, in Ballachulish. I know where it is. It's not somewhere I would typically think to find earthquakes, okay? So it says small earthquakes have previously been recorded in Fort William and Jura. And the British Geological Survey detected a 1.9 earthquake at 1740, and it was a magnitude 1.7 quake minutes later. Now, it's tiny, I get that. I'm not telling people this is the end of the world, not telling people, you know, that there's something absolutely drastic coming down the pike because of CERN, anything like that. But the earthquake thing, and it was Johnny Whistles had sent me this story maybe last week, okay? So this is going on in my mind. We've got that about CERN. So I think to myself, well, maybe it's just about time we took a look at what's going on at CERN, right? Because the reason I haven't spoke about CERN is the fact that they're going through updates right now. They're upgrading things. And there's so many other particle accelerators around the world that maybe perhaps we should be concentrating on at times. If we're going to pay CERN so much attention, we really have to look at all the particle accelerators. And then it gets hard, right? Because particle accelerators, they're everywhere. Now, admittedly, hands up, none of them are as big as CERN. And some of the ones that they've got in planning, like 100-kilometer radius super colliders in China and things, it makes the mind boggle. And I honestly can't tell you why they're building one that big. I can speculate. I can definitely speculate, but it sounds like the plot for a sci-fi movie. It honestly does. And if I was to speculate, I would think that what they've found out at CERN so far is that, yes, whatever science they're trying to prove, be it time travel, be it jumping dimensions, be it flipping order, I don't know. But they've obviously done the calculations and somebody has worked out that, well, yeah, it's going to work, but we're going to need a ring that much bigger. Now, CERN's shut down right now. Totally shut down. And that's why I've not been covering it. Why talk about somewhere that literally is doing nothing? Now, I get it. There'll be people out there who can tell you that there's things going on in the background while the place is shut down. And that's okay because that's pure speculation. And it's okay to speculate. But it's hard to really prove and back up with fact. But I've got some facts about what may or may not be going on at CERN today. It's so weird because already it's shut down for repairs. And then when I went on the hunt for more CERN-related news today to see, should we be concerned? Well, I started to come across this. Let me bring this up here. Let me find it. Here we go. Of course, here we go. CERN expected to announce a 1-year delay to the Hadron Collider upgrade. So it's bad news. Or is it? Because already we were going to have to wait years for CERN to start up again after the upgrades so that they could collide even bigger particles together and create even bigger explosions, bigger portals to other dimensions. Well, something's gone horribly wrong. Or has it? Or has it? Because as with everything with CERN, you just don't quite know what's going on, okay? Because it goes on to tell you here, CERN is expected to announce a delay to a major upgrade of the lab's Large Hadron Collider at the meeting, or at a meeting at CERN tomorrow. Now, work began on the Swiss francs 1.5 billion or 1.1 billion high luminosity Large Hadron Collider. Now, high luminosity, just that phrase alone, brighter, what it actually means is more collisions. Okay, if you think of these billions of little particles, whatever it is, be it protons, be it ions of lead, ions of gold, whatever they're firing, not all of them actually hit directly head on. You get glancing shots and you get ones that miss. And the luminosity, that tells them just how many head-on collisions, what they're looking for, how many they get. Now, what they'll do is they'll improve the magnets so that it puts everything tighter. It makes an even tighter beam. It's like firing two laser beams right at each other, if you think of it that way. And this is going to up the energy levels again. And they'll be able to tell far more about what's going on, depending on what experiment they're running. There's various experiments there. So it says, with a revamped machine originally set to switch on in 2026, but Physics World understands that a 1-year delay is expected to be agreed on so that the lab can plug a gap of around 100 million, or just 100 million, you know. Imagine how many people that could feed or house or, you know. I know. I'm one of these people that dream of a better world. Forgive me. But it goes on to say that was expected to be contributed to the HLLHC by non-member countries. An upgraded facility may not now start until 2028. 9 years away, folks. 9 years. But wait. Because you come down to the bottom of this article, and it's all about money, folks. It doesn't really get into any decent science or anything. Update today. CERN says that no decision has been made on whether to delay the LHC, and add that if any is announced, it would not be due to funding reasons. They also deny that there is a funding gap of 100 million. Now, this is CERN themselves. Lucio Rossi, head of the LHC upgrade, told Physics World that an international independent review that recently examined the cost and schedule of the LHC found that the dates were solid, with no need to delay. He adds, however, that it may be necessary to collect more physics data on the LHC as well as extend the detector upgrades. In this case, it may be advised to make the LHC run 1 year longer than it would, then shift the start of the long shutdown 3 for HLLHC to 2025. There's no delay, adds Rossi, rather an optimization of the physics. So yes, whether it's going to be delayed, whether it's not, who honestly knows? And when it comes to who honestly knows, when it comes to things about CERN, who do you go to? Now, I recommend everyone check out Anthony Patch and his work, because when it comes to the science of CERN and particle accelerators, that guy, second to none on YouTube's, anyway, for sure. You know, obviously you're going to find people working in the particle physics world that might know a bit more, maybe. But again, when it comes to the science of how particle accelerators work, and it's really interesting, and there's a whole heap of woo there. You know, these are the people that literally talk about opening portals to other dimensions. Something, again, that I spoke about with Brendan last night. Now, I would love to think of it as like some kind of Stargate type thing going on. I honestly don't know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the chat room and I'm going to get your thoughts on CERN. And perhaps all of the story here that comes from Physics World, you know, it's a pretty reputable site, in my opinion, over the years when I've gone to it. But again, they get things wrong, as was seen in the story here. But what do you think's going on at CERN? Do you think maybe I'm totally wrong? Do you think I'm just going too skeptical and playing it too safe, believing in the official narrative? Listen, that's what's cool about this stream, folks. We all get our say here, and you are as big a part of this as I am. And it's time to be concerned, or is it? So I'm going to put the tunes on, I'm going to give it 30 seconds or so, I'll let the stream catch up. I'll get all of your thoughts on what's going on at CERN. And when we go into the next part of the show, I want you to keep CERN in mind. Because perhaps, and I'm not saying this for fear, we look at everything from all angles here, right? We often laugh and we joke about Woketopia and Upside Down World and just how crazy shit has gotten. It's got that crazy that I've created a kind of little afternoon safe space here so that we can all retreat into it and try and make sense of what's going on. People having time slips, Mandela's on the rise, weirdness, anomalies, people just losing their crap for no reason, time speeding up, time slowing down. What's going on? Could it be that CERN's already having a major effect on our reality? All of the stuff that myself and Anthony talked about, if even some of that stuff about what they were doing with reference to the occult side of things, and it's hard to prove what they were and weren't doing. It's hard to really factually say, yes, they done this, but could they have been doing things that have resulted in the weirdness right now? You know, there's that famous photograph, and I'll bring it up here. I have to bring it up here. Anytime I talk about this, it always springs to my mind. But I'll bring it up. I'll find it. Yeah, there it is. There it is there. So, yeah, hopefully you'll see this in a little second. Yeah, there's this picture here, and it's a scientist at CERN, and he's a really, really big, kind of important scientist. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's sitting with a sign on saying Bond and Mandela. Bond 1, Mandela 0. And it was before James Bond had become a woman, by the way. Again, where the hell did all this stuff come out of? Another story altogether, right? But that when I first seen it, The fact I had Mandela on it, sent my head into overdrive. Obviously, right? He's pointing to the fact that they're working on something there that's something to do with Mandela. And then Anthony took the time to explain to me what Monte Carlo combinatorial mathematics was. It's a branch of math. We don't need to get into it. But Monte Carlo, Bond, that brought that into play. And we honestly think that there was some indication there that whatever they were doing, that they knew that they were messing with reality. Now, as the time has progressed, I'm also very open to the fact that that scientist there could very well have been trolling people like me and Anthony Patch and people out there like you, because they're looking at the same internet videos. They're looking at, stuff going on. They're not daft. They're not totally isolated from what we're talking about. And they could have been trolling us. Yeah, we'll throw that out there. Somebody's going to think that we're responsible for Mandela's, and they're all laughing about it over tea, perhaps. But could it be that they really have had some effect on our reality? And I'm asking you a question, because I couldn't possibly tell you. All I know is, and when we get into the main part of what's coming up, as we're going to see, there is some weird shit going on out there. Weird. And what concerns me even more than CERN is the fact that it's almost like nobody's even noticing all of the weird stuff going on anymore. Because the weird stuff, at some point, has become the norm. I do love getting back into CERN. I do. Absolutely love it. And this is why I find it such a fascinating topic. It's just so cool. It's so weird. It sparks so many thoughts and so many ideas. And the imagination can run wild. But is it everything we think it is? Well, I'm going to find out from all of you in the chat room. I'm going to be getting your thoughts in just a moment. Tell me what you think. Time to be concerned. Whole heap of something about nothing. What's your thoughts on CERN? And everyone's ideas and opinions are all welcomed and all equally valid, because we're just talking. We're just sharing ideas. And unless you can prove to me you're in CERN right now there with somebody doing the sneaky beaky stuff, then hey. And that's a chat
China's building a particle accelerator that will be twice as large and 7 times as powerful as CERN's. I think that is why they are doing smaller upgrades with ones we have now. Emo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll bring that up here. I think it's called the Chinese Super Collider. It's going to be 100 kilometers in radius or diameter, one of the two. China Super Collider. Here we go. Found it here, folks. Let's have a look. Okay, so it says here, Inside the plans for the Chinese mega collider that will dwarf the LHC. And just to give us an idea of the size of it without going too much into it, it says physicists at Beijing Institute of High Energy Physics are designing the world's biggest particle smasher. If built, the 100-kilometer circumference. I didn't get any of it right. Whoa! We've just had a new member. We need one new member, folks. One new member, and we unlock the moth. Ma'am. Yes, indeed. Maybe the moth, ma'am, is what came out of one of the portals at CERN. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Parsival. What a cool name. But yeah, 100 kilometers in circumference. That's huge, right? Absolutely huge. And like was said there, it could well be that, like I said earlier, maybe they've done the math. Myself and Anthony used to say that there'd be various proof of concept kind of ideas, accelerators, or any kind of science machine equipment test is built to prove that it's good science, that you can justify building it on the bigger scale. And I think they were trying to open some doorway. I'll tell you it right now. I'll lay it on the line then. I'll put my heart on my sleeve as usual. I do think they were trying to open some kind of doorway or try to play about with time travel. There you go. On top of all the experiments that are going on that are genuine and just like they tell us, I do think there was some aspect, and it doesn't need a lot of people to know, compartmentalization, okay? But I do think they were trying to crack that. And I think perhaps they got so far. Maybe the doorway, the gateway, the portal began to open and perhaps it wasn't big enough. Perhaps they had no way of stabilizing it, something like that. And when they went and done the math, they thought, well, 17 kilometers ain't good enough. 17 miles, 27 kilometers. What we need is 100 kilometers. Do the math, yep, that'll do it. And maybe when they do that much, maybe it won't be. There's Sidvich. Hey, Sid. Oh, the PS4 Pro is shipped. Dude. Sidvich is so desperate for me to play PS4 with him, he's actually sending me a PS4 Pro. And what we're going to do is when it comes, we'll unbox it on the stream. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Sid, please tell me you haven't put any like dirty pornographic material in there or anything. I'm only joking, Sid, man. I don't want to be opening the box and getting like caught out for something pretty dodgy, you know. I'm only joking, dude. Thank you so much, brother. Honestly, all of you out there. But yeah, there's my woo. Now, can I prove any of that to you? No, I can't. I absolutely can't. But I can tell you we've been programmed with modern kind of culture, you know, TV, movies, often showing particle accelerators involved in some of the stuff that we speculate about. But again, I can't sit here and factually prove that to you. What do you think they're trying to do? Why do you think they want to build a bigger one? That's the question, you know? And we'll go back to this. Let's see what the chat room are saying. That's what I was going to do. So I'll scroll up, right? I'll scroll up. Let's see. Somebody, Greg says the Charlie Jade TV show is the key. What the hell is Charlie Jade? You heard of that? Huh? Charlie Jade? What is that? Right, I'm going to check that in a moment. ZX81, this will be a good comment. Reality is a sandbox. GTA universe. That Grand Theft Auto. God is currently hijacking a train. You know, I do think there's a whole heap to be said about the whole kind of simulation. So King says CERN is Satan using the hand of man to create the very instrument that will bring him and his minions into our reality. Dude, that's a really interesting thought. It really is. And I've thought about that. And even if people aren't religious in their thinking, you could swap the Satan there for aliens, interdimensional critters, be it spiders, I don't know, the Greys, the reptilians. I've always had that in my mind, especially when Anthony would show how these people were really tapping into some of the same science, or should I say magic, let's call it what it is. When you're talking about the occult side of what they could use this for, okay? When they're tapping into the magic that's always been around, and it still dumbfounds me when I think about how Anthony would show me something from the ancient world, i.e., something like geomancy, something like that, and it would fit perfectly with what we were looking at CERN. Uh, oh my word. Have we done it? We have done it. We have hit the 125 subscribers. The Mothman will be live after we finish this little chat read through, okay? Thank you so, so much. And that's NYCZ. That's absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I've often thought about that, King Sweet. Could it be that the ideas that we think are our own, the inspiration that some of these geniuses get, is it really genius, or are they actually being used, like you say, for Satan or for something else to build this machine? Build the doorway that will allow them in here. Again, who knows? Who knows, dude? I'm open to it. And thank you, Cricket, for putting that in, because it's a lot easier if I can see my name tagged, The Kev Baker Show. First world problems. Oh, I like to look at this. We all died in 2012. CERN ripped a hole in the fabric of time, and we're now in Woktopia multiverse. Kev Baker Show, it's true. It was on the internet. This is crazy, Jason. This is mad. And when I say crazy, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I just mean strange or sometimes cool. And this time it's cool and strange. I've been talking to people about whether the world ended in 2012 or we jumped timelines or something weird happened that we can't explain. So it's really funny that you bring that up independently of that. See, that's the little synchronicities that I look for. That's pretty weird. So Carol says, first world problems, Paul Begley and Anthony Patch. Oh, Begley, be careful, Carol. Be careful, Carol. Begley's breaking big, huge prophetic news 5 times a day. I don't know. It's a bit like talking about CERN. As you can see, we've got almost double the audience we've got today. I could talk about this every day and be really popular, but what would I be doing? Oh, I don't know. See? I couldn't do it. But again, Anthony Patch, absolutely. Great shout out. Black Templar says CERN has a cult background. Look at the CERN musical and the inscribed glass walls. A lot of weird stuff. You've got the CERN symmetry dance with all the black and white symbology. You've got the ancient parchments with Aramaic and Phoenician writings on it. What the hell are they doing with that there? Why have they got like ancient writings at a place where they're trying to open portals to other dimensions? That's the kind of weird woo that should make you think, hang on a minute. Why have they got Shiva in the ground of the place, the god of destruction? But of course, people forget to add also the god of creation as well. And and another new member is coming in. I can't believe this. This is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, folks. Maybe we will do a CERN update once a week. I'm only joking. But if there is news to talk about CERN, we will. And I find it interesting to find out what all of you think. Because this is the point I want to make about this stream and this show. I ain't no authority on anything. Almost look at me like the circus master, right? I run this asylum here, and we all come together, and we're all equal, and we all share our ideas. And I'll share mine. And just because I've got the microphone and I've got the channel doesn't make my opinion, and a lot of it is just opinion and speculation, yours is just as equal. So maybe you don't have the channel you can do this on. Well, that's why I'm here. So you can have your say, and I'll put it out there. I won't agree all of the time. I maybe won't even agree some of the time. But it's about sharing ideas and opinions. Let's stick true to what we were always trying to do here, okay? Wallbanger, opening portals, yes, absolutely. They said it themselves. ZX81, timelines don't travel at the same speeds. That just absolutely ripped my mind open. That's like last night when we were talking with Brendan about the theory of relativity, speeding down or slowing down as you go into the wormhole, the black hole. You see, black hole, wormhole. Me as my pseudoscientist, I think the wormhole starts right after it. Yes, indeed. Then we've got Armand. If they did open a portal, they would never tell us. Exactly. Exactly, dude. And maybe, perhaps, if they opened a portal, even the most unknowing of the scientists there, they're working on something to do with nuclear medicine, looking for some new way of doing something, right? And they're doing their experiments and they're taking their data and everything's fine and they have their eureka moment. But what they don't realize is that on some underlying layer of the fabric of reality, they're having big kind of knock-on effects, unaware that they've been doing anything like that. You see how, this could even just be the result of something they don't know what they're playing with. Yeah, we're clever in things and we think we know everything. And math is cool, but math's just math. And what does that really mean that when you start colliding these particles, though? The math's one thing, but what's it really doing? You're literally taking the building blocks of everything all around us and you're smashing it together. And you're thinking that might not have some long-term effect on reality itself. Well, I don't know. I don't need to have been like some kind of physicist for 10 years to think perhaps that might have some effect that we don't understand yet. And that could be reason enough. Just to leave it all alone, okay? Let's see what people are saying. D-Wave helps them. You see, Wallbanger, that's a bit of a kind of, I think that's a bit erroneous. And I'll take part of the blame for putting that out there. D-Wave have helped crunch the numbers on a number of the runs that they've done. And as we've talked about before, AI, it's able to see patterns. And this is the kind of thing that D-Wave is absolutely perfect for. You take all of that reams and terabytes and megabytes and zettabytes of data, and it puts it all into a digital dimension all at once, where it's able to look for things that... Yay, the Mothman is coming, Jason. Oh, that reminds me. I need to turn on. I'll do it when I go and build the Mothman. I need to turn Brian back on because I was on last night with Brendan. I'd noticed sometimes when I've done shows with Brendan before, the chat room gets a bit kind of leery. We attract people that really don't like NASA much, and I was fearful in case somebody tried to hijack the simulcast by putting something pretty nasty or pretty bad on the super chat. So what I done last night was I turned off Brian. I told him to go to sleep for the day. I know I'm bad, but we'll get back to Brian. Brian will be back with us after the next short intermission, as will our new emoji. For all you members out there, yes, the Mothman will be loud and proud. And a Mothman, not a Mothman, Mothman, yes, indeed. Oh, can't wait for that. But yeah, let me get back to the chat. I'm really enjoying seeing what people are saying about this. Where are we? There we are there. Yes, indeed. Let me see then. Nance Hardwick says, sounds like they are gambling with our future. Monte Carlo, James Bond. Aren't they, though? Yeah, and a lot of times science has done that. The main one that springs to mind, the Manhattan experiment, right? Time travel, other dimensions involved, says Wallbanger. We've got, and I'm open to all of that. Andrew Sly, multiverse. A part of CERN is the black ground. In the background is the deep space communications for the space program. You see, I don't know how that would work. I honestly don't know how that would work. I don't know the physics behind that, so I'd need to look into that. Let's make Kev dance. Super chats trigger the dancing. Kev, yes, thank you for that. Let's see what else we've got. Scrolling on down. You people love your CERN, right? Celeste says, I myself have wondered about something in my various research of being the Tower of Babel. Its meaning is very interesting in light of CERN. and the so-called God particle. Indeed. Very interesting. Celeste says, also known as the gateway to the gods, or the home of the gods' men. We're trying to reach heaven in a literal way. Absolutely. War says, oh, I think I missed it there. Scrolling back up. Sidwich is shouting about where's Brian. Hang on now. Hang on. War, there it is. I was just saying, hey, Marty. Ian is in there. I don't follow rules, cricket. More like the time travelers who needed to mine the planet but didn't have the manpower. That was from ZX, the Anunnaki. Good shout. Of course, there will be unintended consequences. They don't know unless they experiment. Yeah, but I mean, when you experiment, I'm not talking, you could have unwanted consequences stimulate that we've never even like conceptualized. Like when you get down to like messing about with literal pixels, think of it that way, the pixels that make up reality, you start firing them about and moving the furniture that everything's built upon. Do we even know? Could we even visualize the kind of effects that they're having? Perhaps not. What kind of effects may we be having in another part of the multiverse? Is there another dimension somewhere going, please stop these lunatics, look what they're doing, as buildings fall down or earthquakes pick up or their reality starts to change in front of them? It's weird. It's so there's the unintended consequences, and then there's the ones that we can't even understand that might be underlying everything. We want Moth Ma'am now. It's coming. It's coming. I've got it all ready to go. All ready to go. As you can see, there's a Moth Ma'am down there. And yet, let's get the Moth Ma'am a bit bigger so people can see it. There you go. I'll put it up there beside the redacted sign. There you are. And the redacted sign for the new viewers is to stop the TV in the background triggering algorithms and copyrights and things like that. Don't worry about it. So the elite understand it well enough. Angela, are you kidding me? Do you think if you sat down, like, I don't know, George Bush, Hillary Clinton, who else could we throw in there? Soros, a few Rockefellers. Do you honestly think if you started hitting them with a hard CERN science, they would get it? I don't know if they would. I don't know. Unless there was some kind of way they would get money from it. Maybe then they'd be interested. Probably. Although if there's time travel on the go, you can bet all of those people will be the first ones to be going through it so they can hijack the past. So they can be even richer and more powerful than they already are right now in what will be then the future, but our present. And what effect does time travel have anyway? Oh, wow. Now we're going to start blowing minds. So it says here, and this is from Lawton. Thank you for tagging me, indeed. And I'll get Brian back, folks. Don't worry. Brian's on his way. 2012, Timelines 2 destroyed. Wow, here we go. I like this. Let me get some music on. Hang on now. I'm liking this today. I'm having fun here today. And Anne's throwing things at me. What are you throwing at me? It wasn't even a shoe. It was like a sweetie or something. That's crazy. Is that like when I do good? It's because I'm talking about CERN. Anne likes her CERN, right? She can't understand CERN at all. But no. This comment here comes from Lawton Sharp. And it says, Timeline 2 destroyed. All possibilities. One timeline, Great Awakening. Nothing can stop what's coming. Look up the Woods interview. Oh, yeah. I don't really play in the realms of Camelot. Great comment, but I don't know. If you can find me that same person talking somewhere else, I might check them out, but no, I'm not going to say anything. So then, we've got another one there. Imagine... Oh, hang on. Sidvich, we need Brian. I've got it, dude. I'm on it. I love the little pineapple dance. Jimmy, I bet my last dollar, or Journey MN, I'd bet my last dollar the timeline jump did or timeline did jump around 2012. We've got another member. I can't believe this. This is awesome. Who have we got now? We have got Steph. Welcome to the madness. Wow, we'll need to start thinking about the next emoji, folks. So back to this. It says, once China gets up and running, I think the walls will be much thinner between multiverses. I can almost feel presences. Wow. And that could open up all of the things that we're about to watch yet. I know I've been here an hour, but we've still got a lot to go, folks. And it all ties in with CERN. So I often wonder if CERN is the cause of more shadow people sightings. Exactly what I was about to say, Queen. Exactly. It's going to come up in a moment. Listen, let's get into it. I'm going to hurriedly add in the new emoji. I am then going to go and I'm going to turn on Brian so that he can read out your super chats, okay? Give me 2 minutes, folks. We'll be right back. This is getting good. I don't know if it's time to be concerned. I'll ask you again after we watch all of the strange things that are happening in the world that nobody's paying attention to. Is that what done it, folks? Is it because Anne became a member that everyone's now flocking to the memberships? She's telling me that's the case. Big up, Anne. Big up. The Moth Ma'am is now going on to YouTube. Stand by. And you people have got lots to say about CERN. I think we might need to do a weekend stream or something. I don't usually do a Saturday stream, but I think maybe it's time to talk about CERN there. No fear, just get everyone's thoughts on it. It's obviously something people want to talk about. I thought it was dead. That's why I never went back there. I thought people don't want to hear me talking about CERN. There's not much going on there. But I tell you, I'm watching the chat room and yeah, there's obviously a lot of interest. And you know me, I'm here for all of you. And if I just click that, and I just save that, and I just publish that, you know what just happened? Oh, you know what just happened, folks. Moth Ma'am is live. Moth Ma'am. Yes, Moth Ma'am is live. Ho, ho, ho.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Moth
You need to
Ma'am.
settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am.
Moth
Once again,
Ma'am. Moth Ma'am.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was just general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Moth Ma'am.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize.
Coney could take you outside and show you a sir, ma'am. Let Coney take you outside. Coney will get it on. It's live. It's here. Hit refresh. And I think it should be with us. Yes, indeed. Kill the music, Coney. Music killed. I'm going to refresh my stream. I'm going to refresh the chat room. And I think, by hook or by crook, I think our new emoji might just be there. Give it a chance. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Our handlers at YouTube, the great people at YouTube must still be actually approving our emoji right now. It will be here just shortly. It will be here just shortly. Don't panic, folks. The emoji will be with us very, very soon indeed. The Moth Ma'am is here. It's with us. And now what we need to do is we need to reset the goal. Yes. So we'll end this one. And I've just checked. We've got 126 members. So we are. And our next goal is 150 members. 150. And we'll set the goal for all I want for Christmas is a new emoji. There you go. We can get Mariah Carey to sing that. That's a song, so it is. All I want for Christmas is an emoji. I've heard that song somewhere. Honestly, I have. There we go. We have set the new goal. It is... No, hang on. Yes. Yes. Let me get in there. Hang on. Members. Let's see. Yes. Hang on. Title. New emoji. You see, folks, for all the new viewers, the new members out there, I know I'm a little different. I'm a little weird. I like do things on the fly while we're streaming. It's kind of relaxed here. There's no big kind of production going on. I know it looks like one of the coolest streams you've ever been on, but really we're flying by the seat of our pants here. I know it looks well produced and everything. I get it. I'm only joking, folks. 2019. There we go. Done. Yes. No. Hang on. Why is it not doing that? Oh, I know why it's not doing it. Dauber. New emoji. Yes, I can. I called myself a dauber. I know. I'm waiting to see the first set of... It should be approved really quickly, folks. They usually approve it pretty quickly. And there's certainly nothing offensive about the Moth Ma'am. Or surely they haven't found that offensive. Please tell me they haven't. That'd be really disappointing. All right, month first. Oh, it's a crazy American thing. I've got to put the month first. What's that all about? Oh, wow. Right, 12, 25, 2019. Start goal. There we go. Boom. Right. So hopefully that'll be live in just a moment. So then, yeah, I'm noticing there's a big interest in CERN. that really kind of put me off there when I seen the big, huge Moth Ma'am in the corner. But yeah, I've noticed there's a big interest in CERN. Now, I didn't think it was there. So what I'm going to do is, because I enjoy looking at the CERN information, I'm going to go digging for you. It's one of the topics I really like to kind of sit down and do a bit of research on. And it's Wednesday just now. So let's say Saturday, we'll have a stream about the same time as I usually do one round about now. Before I go live with the guys at night. Might be a little bit later, being a Saturday. We can chill out a bit. But what I'll do is I'll find anything CERN related, anything particle related, anything portals been mentioned in science, any of this stuff, right? We'll lay it all on the table. I don't know what it's going to mean. It might mean nothing, but people are interested. I provide, you decide. And if you're interested in it, I'm interested in it. Let's do it, okay? But all of this ties in with something else that's going on in the world, right? And it's weird, really weird, because I got this from the Discord server as well. And it's a video here. Now, this has been debunked. Not debunked, but an explanation has come up for this in the meantime. But I had seen this in a video that Susie had sent me, okay? And Susie sends me videos from time to time that really get me thinking. And this video is the one I'm talking about here, right? It's, as you can see, I don't want to play it because a viral company's got a hold of it. And what happens is if I play that, then about an hour after the stream, I'll get hit with various copyright claims and I'll need to go out and I'll need to snip them all out. We can see what's going on here, okay? You've got a car with a tree growing through it, all right? Now, it turns out that this isn't the witchcraft that you hear people in the video shouting about. What it is part of an art exhibit, an art display. But that doesn't matter, right? Because something weird is happening in the world. And there's a channel out there called Jason A. Now, this channel documents all of the kind of weird, anomalous weather, weird stuff going on. It's really good, but it can be really, really, like, I call it fear porn clickbait, right? Because some of it's taken out of context and it's really clickbaity titles and it really plays on the fear and really dramatizes things. But hang on though, because there's other channels out there that do something similar. And just because it's got clickbaity titles and I think it's a bit fear porny, does that mean I have to throw the information contained in videos like you find here or on other channels out just because of that? Well, I always preach that we have to take everything, no matter what the topic is, no matter what the person is. You take it case by case value, right? So I looked at one of the videos that Susie sent me because I take time. Susie takes time to send that to me. And we speak a lot. She's got her lovely little grandson, the youngest Wookiee in our Wookiee pack here, and dribbles and goos and gaz over the baby. So I take the time to watch it. And today we're going to watch this video as well. Because there's other stuff going on in the world that we need to talk about. We're going to take a look at some of the stuff contained in this video. And it says unbelievable videos that no one can seem to explain. Now in this, like I was saying earlier on, something strange is happening. Always keep in mind maybe what effect things like CERN have had on this planet, on our reality, on time, on weather, on just weird stuff going on in the world. So we're going to sit, we're going to break this down, we're going to take a look at it. It's from a channel called That Is Impossible. I hope I don't get any copyright claims for this. It's all stuff that has been, there's some credits here, Shadow. It's got the Carmel Ghost in this as well. It's got the Shadow dude in it. It's got credits to somebody there. We'll take a look, okay? We'll see what happens. But there's some stuff in here that we need to talk about. We need to try and figure out what the hell is going on. I mean, that's a pretty cool cloud. I mean, you get really weird cloud formations. I'll fast forward this bit here. But here's the car, right? And even in update, yeah. There was an update somewhere else I'd seen. I think it might even have been. But this has been debunked, this part now, okay? But that doesn't take away from everything else we're about to see.
Familiars and friends. Nowadays, with technology on our hands, we are able to see these stories. Some of the videos we're about to watch have little to no explanation, others are simply unbelievable. I'm James LaFleur and you're watching the Impossible channel. Welcome back.
There he is. And
Now, this here, folks, this is something we've looked at before. This is Shadow Dude. This is the ghost of Carmel, Maine. This is the thing that has sparked so much conversation on this channel. This is the thing that's got people like Brent Thomas, a paranormal investigator, podcaster, good friend of mine, #1 show on TFR when it comes to the old paranormal. You know, he can't make head nor tail of what's going on here.
in the window again.
And again, how in hell's name can Kev say this might, like, tie in with CERN? I'm not the only person that's been talking about the fact that it opened portals to other dimensions. In fact, I only talk about that because their scientists talk about that. And if you're opening portals to other dimension, I'm not a dimensionologist, okay? I haven't studied dimensional science. But if I was to maybe make a case for, like, holes to other dimensions, what would I perhaps start to see? Maybe more physical entities entering our realm.
Check out this gorgeous sun. Look at that.
What the bloody hell is that all about? Now, you know me. I'm usually the first one to shout, lens flare, come on, stop being silly. What the hell is that?
Seen anything like it. They all came out of the trees. Look. Oh, look at that.
Now, when it comes to the birds, is that something magnetic going on? We done a show recently with the weird bird activity, right? Remember we done a stream on that? Couple of incidents of mass bird die-offs. Is it something to do with the electromagnetics on the planet? Is it something we're doing? Is it something that's coming in from space? Are there big changes happening? And again, does CERN play in any of this? Are we literally merging with other dimensions right now? I don't know.
Look at the houses. This is up, man. Look at they're all over. What's going on here? Look at you.
Now, there's the tree that I was talking about, so we can fast forward that one. This next one's a bit weird as well. This is Mexico, folks. This is like the foam that's come in from the sea, or at least that's how they explain it. Take a look.
On November 2019, in Tabasco, Mexico, a very strange phenomenon was caught on camera. Never seen anything like this before, and it's very hard to say if this is snow, foam, whatever it is. Leave a comment if you have any idea.
That's some weird ass stuff going on right there, right? Right? Now you look at that and you can kind of, I think, tell that the sea is just down there, okay? I think when you see that, you can tell that that might lead to a beach. And when you come here, because I checked it out, I'm not a researcher, but anyone can use Google. That's why I don't call myself a researcher. I'm not a Charlie Robinson. I'm not these people I bring onto my show. I'm a host. I bring them on to provide the stuff they've researched. So please don't ever call me a researcher. I cringe when people call me that. I really do. Because I just use Google. But this is what I found. It says, panic as meter-high sea foam floods the Mexican streets. So it's meter-high sea foam they're talking about in that video. Is obviously, need to go over here to watch that one. There it is again.
Están sacando a una señora que se quedó atrapada con lo de la espuma.
Just weird stuff going on, folks. Weird stuff. Now, again, I'm not saying, oh, time to run for the bunker, fear porn, and then try and sell you something at the end of the stream. No, we're just taking a look. There's something weird going on when you add up everything. There's something bizarre happening.
Hello, I am the future. I am the beginning of Peter 2.0. On the 10th of October 2019, Peter 1.0 will say his very last words. But by then I will be fully operational
And that story there, this is a guy who's got motor neurons disease, and he's been slowly uploading himself into silicon. It's not a sci-fi program. This is literally where that science is at now. While everything else crazy is going on in the world, we're literally becoming something entirely new. We're creating a new silicon-based species. How does that go down?
be operational.
And this here is some of the weirdest ass woo I've ever seen. Get ready. Dragons, anyone?
In this mysterious video coming in from Saudi Arabia, a very large creature seems to be jumping from one side of the mountain to the other. You can actually see this very well if you zoom in and if you slow down the video. Now what's very interesting about this is that it doesn't look like CGI. What kind of creature is this? And could it really be some sort of dragon or mythological creature?
Alors, c'est comme un mystère. Un arbre qui transperce une voiture de...
Okay, we're back to that again. And yeah, okay. I'm a doofus, alright? I wasn't on live chat. Make sure you're on live chat, everyone. I should tell everyone that. That would remind me at the start of every stream, okay? So we'll go to this one here. A snow flood in Italy. Now, bear in mind, Italy, it does have, like, the Alps and things. So, you know, come on. Some of these, and we'll talk about this after we've gone through this, okay? How weird is that? Right, now, something weird. Can I ask you what you think of this? See, like, just recently, this is weird, okay? It might be nothing, it might be something, but I've noticed, and you might have heard a weird noise there. You might not have. Oh, the Moth Ma'am is live in the chat room. Moth Ma'am is there, ladies and gents. Remember, don't over spam it, because there was a problem with the algorithm thinking you were a bot channel if you go too mad on the emojis. So have I got a link for that video? Absolutely, I've got a link for that video. I'm going to bring that here. But I want people to see what they think of this. My cat, Susie, and she's just done it again there. Like, everyone who's got a cat will know that, like, cats kind of talk. That kind of thing, right? And that's cool. But in the past week or so, when Susie's been doing it, usually I turn around and she's right behind me. I just turned round again there to see what she was wanting, and she was blatantly staring at the doorway, talking. What on earth's name is my cat seeing? Again, I'm not going full crazy here. I know it sounds mad. Even just saying it sounds a little mad. But I tell you, there's something going on. Something really weird going on there. Really weird. And yes, the Moth Ma'am. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Yes. And John Fokker says, Enter the Stars, made a recent vid on CERN and things. That channel's making lots of vids about CERN and things. And I had Enter the Stars. Can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. On the Kev Baker show one time. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. I'll need to check out Enter the Stars. Not checked in on that channel in a while. And we're definitely going to do a CERN Saturday. Time to talk about CERN. One of these things. I might even get Scotty Lopez in. Because, yeah, exactly, Cricket. That is creepy. Yeah. Haha, yeah, maybe Susie has seen the moth, ma'am. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's not something she typically does. And my cat's like 18 years old, so I know my cat. Usually when she's making that, she's talking to somebody in her own wee way. And I wish I could do that whole cat whisperer thing. That was amazing when we watched that the other night. And yeah, that just, wow, that blew my mind. It also blew the algorithm. I got a copyright claim immediately after the stream, so unfortunately that's been cut from the weekend stream now. But yeah, so yeah. Whoa, Brian, hang on, dude, hang on. Oh no, I forgot about Brian. Hang on. Oh no, I can replay it. Don't worry, I've figured out how to replay it. Sid, I'll get it replayed right here. Don't you worry, brother. Here we go. Hang on. Let me log in here. Dang, dude, you caught me out. I was meant to fix that. That's on me. Hang on, all widgets, we'll get in there. And you might have noticed the Lich earlier on, Lich Gore using another method to make a comment that Brian reads out. If you want to use that, go to the Streamlabs link in the description. That's also there as well. Let me see now. Hang on. Alert box. Brian. Right, that's a test. Don't worry. I'm just testing it. Hang on. He's not on yet. Oh, where are you, Brian? There we are. Okay, save that. Replay this.
Me Brian is a badass and I'm free on Tinder.
Yes! Brian on Tinder. Oh, dang, dude. Don't say he's catfishing people. That's just wrong. So wrong. But yeah, let's get back into this video. In fact, wait a minute. I've just had an email. No. Oh, excellent. I've got an announcement to make by the end of the show. Guest coming on next week. Oh, yes, indeed. It's a good one. But, yeah, I thought there when we got an email, we might have had like some copyright issue with that video we were playing. Let's go and have a look at maybe just a couple of more things from it. And then I'll drop the link in the description. You can check it out. And we can start to kind of wrap things up. And I'll be back tonight on the main show. So let's take another look at this right now. Let's see where we're going next.
Also in France, a family catches what seems to be some sort of glowing object in the sky. I'm not too sure, I don't think this is a drone. Leave a comment, have you ever seen anything like this?
Parce qu'il n'y avait pas de nuages là-bas où c'était, hein?
Là-bas, il n'y avait pas de nuages. Là, il y a des nuages, regarde. Et là-bas, il y a plein de nuages sur la plupart.
Now this video was captured in Montenegro and a lot of people believe this could be some sort of miracle caught on camera. I'm not too sure though, because there could be some sort of pipeline going underground just below the tree or something like that. Leave a
Come on, dude. The tree needs to identify as a male. It's obviously like doing a standing up pee-pee. You know? Trees need unisex toilets too, pal. Come
comment
on.
if you know what's going on here.
Can y'all hear that?
Right, these are the ones that freak me out. What are the weird noises all about? Now, this is something else I say to people. Does CERN play a role in this? Have they done something to the inside of the planet? Is there something going on outside the planet? I've no idea. And again, it's just speculation. That's all I can do. It's all you can do if we're going to try and connect CERN to anything going on right now. And again, you know, whether it is or whether it isn't, Everyone's opinion is totally valid because we just don't know.
What the f is that? It's not a train, bro. It's not a plane. It's got all the dogs barking.
Whoa.
I mean, what is that all about? I mean, is it like a really out of focus jet ski, a boat, or they describe it as red smoke? I have no idea. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, there he is in the window again. Went under the bed. Went under the bed.
Whoa. I take it there's like some kind of transformer or power line that's falling down here, right? I mean, it's got to be, right? There's power lines up there. What the hell is that?
Ele tá mudando de novo de forma. Tem duas pontas vermelhas, tipo uma luz. Parece que ele tá baixando. Ele tá baixando.
In this next video, you can see a mother talking to her child. The child suddenly makes a
whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, hang on a moment. Hang on a little moment there. Did you see that?
In this next video, you can see a mother talking to her child. The child suddenly makes a move and the mirror doesn't work. How come? What's going on here? After this video went viral, a lot of people theorized that this could be legitimate paranormal activity caught on camera. Leave a comment. What do you think is really going on here? Now this next
last
video,
one,
man goes
folks.
back
Last
to the car
one.
to find a rock smashed into it.
I mean, is that a meteorite or something?
Now the thing is, some people are commenting that this rock looks really strange, and it might actually be a meteor. Others are saying the rock just fell from a cliff and the man was really lucky not to be inside of the car. What do you think is going on here? Now I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah, don't forget to show this channel some support. That is impossible. I'll drop the link over in the chat room right now for all you great peeps. Remember to be on live chat, folks. Don't be somebody that gets caught out on not live chat. Don't be caught out by that, okay? Please. I mean, you only get real doofus people who aren't on live chat. I remember all the time, don't I, Tristan? Don't I? But yeah, we'll be back in a moment, folks. We'll be wrapping this up. I'll see what you've got to say, and we will be getting concerned again at the weekend. Yes, indeed. Exactly, War. That would absolutely ruin your day if that landed in your car, man. That is not a good day. Just as well he wasn't in it. That's all I can say. So I'll be back in 1 minute, and we'll get right into it. We'll wrap it up, and we'll look forward to tonight's show on KBS. So, with all this in mind, folks, let me come back to you here. With everything we've looked at today, everything we spoke about today, it's time for us to take a little talk about where we go from here. Now, like I was sharing, I put CERN into the title today because I had a couple of updates about CERN, or were they updates? We don't know. But what I was also doing was testing the water to see just how much of an effect it would have on the numbers for the stream. And as I predicted, and as I've said over time, when you talk about CERN, there's a lot of interest in that. Now, I may have misjudged things because looking at the chat, I honestly thought people might have CERN fatigue. There's only so much you can keep saying about CERN, right? And that's how I got to feel after a little while, and I've not touched on it. And I always promised I'd only go there if there's something big, something new. But I think I have to use the wealth of information that I've built up, you know, documents that I've saved and videos and information that I've got in here to look at the bigger picture of not just CERN, but the particle colliders. And it would appear that our regular listeners and some of the lurkers and some of the new people here, big welcome to you all. You've got a real genuine interest in this, and we do need to go back there. So I'm going to do a CERN stream, like I've said, over the weekend. But maybe once a month we'll do a CERN show, or we'll do a particle physics show. We'll keep it fun. It won't get too deep into the science. We'll keep it good woo. But I think it's important then, if all of you have got this interest, I need to provide you with the information that you can decide what to do with. And also, we watched a video there that had various weird things, weather, news stories, stuff like that going on. And this is where we're going to call up all of you out there watching right now. I've said that I would love to get the channel over the 100,000 subscribers mark, and I do need to find ways of attracting a bigger audience in. Now, I love the fact, and I love what we've built up here, where we have usually about 150 core people, and I could live with that forever. If no more came along, it'd be fine. But we have to think of new content ideas to maybe bring in a bigger audience, and let's try and take this as big as we can go. Let's shoot for the stars. Let's aim really big. And I like to watch the types of videos that Jason A does, the types of videos that one there was, where you have these almost collages of weirdness. Stuff we maybe should be concerned about, stuff that's maybe been faked, but stuff all the same that we need to look at and discuss and try and figure out where it plays into the bigger picture, or if it plays into it at all. And I think with the Discord server that we've got, and all of the people in there, and genuine researchers at that, not like me, the host, but what I can do is I can ask you, over the course of each month, I'm going to set up a room for this, and I'm going to edit the rooms over on Discord. It's going to take me some time because I don't want to lose any of the links that are in any of the rooms that we're going to lose, but I'm going to condense it down, make it a lot more simple, make it just a few subject kind of rooms we can go in. That way it's easier for me to find stuff. That way it's easier for other people to find stuff. But we're also going to have a dedicated room, if you think it's a good idea, where once a month we do a stream where I go over all of the weird stuff that you find. We have a December room. For example, I'll set up a December weird room. And anything that happens in the month of December, we drop it in there. And when it gets to the end of the month of December, what we'll do is we'll sit down, we'll do one of these streams. We'll take as long as it takes, and we'll put together one of those type videos, but a little different because we'll talk about each clip. I'll hopefully get Scotty Lopez in with me. He's got a good eye when it comes to Photoshoppery, things like that. But there's genuine stuff that we can post in there as well. It's not all fakery that we see in these weird anomalous things going on every month. And I think it might be a good idea. And it's something that people on YouTube like to watch. It's something that people are attracted to. So it's twofold. In fact, there's multiple reasons why this would be a good idea to do this. It'll grow the channel. It lets you be a part of an experience as well, where you literally help to build the show. If you contribute some of the stuff to the content we put out in that, And I'll leave that for you to tell me. What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? I like the idea of it. Maybe we don't have to do the scary stuff. Maybe we can do the like December's paranormal. You know, something weird going on paranormally, or something supernatural's happening and nobody's talking about it. Maybe that's where we fit into this niche. Maybe that's what we can do. Maybe we, all of us here, can be the channel that puts together all of the weirdness. We take the ghosts of Carmel, Maine. We take the shadow people. We take the black-eyed kid sightings. We take the anyone going missing in forests each month. The type of thing that David Paulides would call a missing 411 case. All of that, and I'm liking the sound of this even better as I'm talking about it, as it's coming in my mind. I think we become the something supernatural's happening, but nobody's talking about it channel. Not only that content, that's going to be one series that I want us to run each month, if you are up for it. So I'm going to put on the tunes again just for a little bit, let people have their say, and then I'll go through the comments. We'll wrap it up and we'll get back tonight later on tfrlive.com, and probably, hopefully, definitely, maybe simulcasting hour number 2, where we will open the phones again. It'll be your show in hour number 2 today on KBS. I might even open the phones earlier. Who knows? I know Black Templar is somebody that wants to call in. I hope they're going to be able to somehow maybe get in touch. Maybe we'll try and do it, you know, through Discord, something like that. But I know so many of you have stories to share. And it doesn't have to be about the paranormal tonight. It can be about CERN. It can be about SJWs. It can be about Woketopia. I don't care. As long as you want to call in, we can get into it. So I'll put the tunes on. We'll be back in a couple of seconds, and we'll see what people think about that idea where you help me build the content that's going to take the channel for all of us over the 100,000 mark. Let's do it, folks. I know we can do it. I know it. Groovy new tunes. Oh, yeah. Can we have a moth, ma'am? Yes, indeed, folks. I quite like that new wee tune. That's quite a good one, right? We'll stick with that one. I quite like that. Yes, indeed. So then, folks. Billy. Billy, there you are. I hope you aren't working too hard today, Billy. Thanksgiving. A big shout out to all of the Americans out there. Thanksgiving coming up. And thank you for Black Friday. I really appreciate that. I actually love it. It's great. Because you don't need to go and do the running of the sheeple. Everywhere does online sales, right? If you want to go out and get crazy and start fighting for toasters, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do like a guy on the street stream that day. We'll stream some of the fights that take place on Black Friday. I don't know. Yes, indeedy. So let's see what people say. The idea to collect weird stuff in the channel community for a month discussion on stream sounds great. Sure brings things to attention we all otherwise would have missed out on. Exactly. There's so many times that we come across stories and then in the future we assume that everyone else has seen them. That isn't always the case. So maybe this is a way where we can take any drum and bass. I would love some drum and bass. The YouTube drum and bass section, not so great. But I'll have a look for you, man. Absolutely. Cricket is saying, try not to get cinnamon rolls icing on my phone. You see? Yep. Billy's just finishing work. Black Fridays sounds racist. Exactly, right? How long are we going to be able to call it that? Shall we just call it Hey Friday? Soy Friday? I don't know. Soy special? I don't know. Who knows, folks? Who knows? I don't know. I'm getting that time of day where I'm starting to get silly. So yeah, we're going to do the something supernatural's happening or something paranormal's happening and nobody's paying attention. That is going to be the KBS and viewer supplied content each month. We'll do it. We'll sit here. We'll go through at the end of the month, the first day of the next month, whatever. We're going to do this. And I think that content's going to bring lots of new people to the channel. And that's going to bring lots more emojis to the channel for all of us to enjoy. And the way things are going with YouTube right now, who knows? Who knows what experiments we might end up being a part of next. Isn't it great being the guinea pig? But folks, I'll be back later on. I'm going to be opening up the phones, maybe not even for an hour, maybe for an hour and a half, depending on how much stuff I can trigger you all with in the first part of tonight's Kev Baker show. No, I promise I won't trigger anyone. Now keep your eye on the channel to find out if both hours are going to be live here or just one. But we will be opening up the phones, most definitely, on KBS Live on TFRlive.com. That's Truth Frequency Radio. Don't forget to check it out. I'm going to be back later. Don't worry about it. Remember, check the stream for the time that we start at. But the show starts in 2 hours from now. That's 2 hours from now we go live. Whether we go live here for the full show, I don't know. I'm sure if I hang around long enough, everyone in the chat room will inflate my ego enough to the point where I will do it. I don't know, folks. We'll see how I feel, right? But definitely hour 2 is going to be live right here. Maybe both. Until then, keep it real. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where the brain turns to black goo. And don't forget, always use live chat. Don't be on top chat. Hashtag, don't be a top chat doofus. We're out of here, folks. Whoa. We have a super chat coming in. Super chat from Lance. Big shout out to Marty, G.E. Flint, Lich, Sid. We should have. There it is.
Time to twist up my favorite gardening tool and head to the allotment.
I love you, Lance. I love you all. Me love you long time. Me back later on. You checky, the YouTube channel. Me be back and love you long time. Before you go, hit like, hit share, and hit First World Problems channel. Let's get them up there, folks. Armand, get yours in there as well. I insist. Let's support our friends.